Let's take a look at how to use parameters in Cypher. As you test your Cypher statements, you will use a variety of literal values to ensure that your Cypher queries are correct. But you don't want to change the Cypher statement every time you test. In fact, any change to a Cypher statement requires a recompilation of the Cypher code, which is expensive. You create Cypher statements that will not change, except for the substitution of placeholders, parameters, in the query. A best practice is to parameterize values in your Cypher statements. In your Cypher statements, a parameter name begins with the $ symbol. Here is an example where we have parameterized a query. Note that this query will not run in Neo4j browser because we have not yet set a value for the actor name parameter. At runtime, if the parameter actor name has a value, it will be used in the Cypher query when it runs in the graph engine. Let's learn about setting a parameter. You can set values for Cypher parameters that will be in effect during your Neo4j browser session. You can set the value of a single parameter in the query editor pane as shown in this example, where the value Tom Hanks is set for the parameter actor name. After you have set the parameter, you can then successfully run the Cypher code. Let's learn about integers. Special consideration should be made when setting integer values in Neo4j browser. Due to a discrepancy between integers in JavaScript and in the Neo4j type system, any integers are converted to floating point values when the parameter is set. This is designed to avoid any data loss on large numbers. For example, if you run the following code to set the number parameter using the colon operator, the number will be converted from 10 to 10.0. The browser will output the following result with number cast as a float. Instead, to force the number to be an integer, you can use the equal greater than operator. The browser will output the following result with the number cast as an integer. You can learn more about the difference between JavaScript integers and Neo4j integers in the Building Neo4j Applications with Node.js course. You can also use the JSON style syntax to set all of the parameters in your Neo4j browser session. The values you can specify in this object are numbers, strings, and booleans. In this example, we set 2 parameters for our session. If you have multiple parameters, you can use the equal greater than operator as seen before to add more parameters to a set of parameters. Here is a different query that uses both parameters. If you want to view the current parameters and their values, simply type the following. If you want to remove an existing parameter from your session, you do so by using the JSON style syntax and exclude the parameter for your session. If you want to clear all parameters, you can simply type the following. This completes our look at how to use parameters in Cypher.